Gate open 8 a.m. What is happening, ladies and gentlemen? I am Willie, your host here at Wanna Go Fishing. Camping season is back upon us. The campground is open. The temperatures are moving up a little bit every morning. 57 degrees this morning out here. Lake is nice and calm, no breezes, bright sunshine. And today I'm going to show you how to have fun with 2-pound line. That's right. We're going to be using 2-pound SOS Trout Magnet line on 2 different rods, and I'm going to show you a couple different ways to have some fun with it. Now, there are advantages and there are disadvantages to using 2-pound line. One advantage is with a 1/16 ounce jig on there, you can cast this thing a mile, okay? And right now for those fish, a lot of them are close to the middle of the pond here, down there deep. So you want to be able to cast some distance. And for those little fellas that are hanging out around the bank, we're going to do the old hook and bobber setup on the other rod. And I'll show you how to enjoy that. So there's a couple of advantages. Now, one of the disadvantages, obviously, with using 2-pound line is if you hook into something, well, they can produce a little bit more than 2 pounds of pressure on that line. Now, I don't see that happening, but you never know in here. A lot of big fish like small baits. It's just how it goes. So anyway, let's have a good time. Try to catch some fish, move around the pond. We might even move over to the lake, see what happens over there. The pond warms up a little faster than the lake does, obviously, because it's a smaller body of water. But let's get to fishing. Let's just stop all this talking. Now, the first one we're going to use here is a Mitchell Advocate. I think it's Advocate. Anyway, it's a S500 ultralight Mitchell, a little bit older reel, with 2-pound SOS Trout Magnet. You can barely see this stuff. It's like spider web on here. And we're going to be using a 1/16 ounce jig, a little squirt jig, with a Big Bites baits with a thread fin shad on there. These fish really like these looks in here. They like that look of thread fin shad. Anything that's more, oh, how do I say this? Realistic, I guess you'd say, as opposed to the bright colors that really doesn't hit their environment. Now, pink and white does go over well in here. This is going to be our first cast of the morning. Let's see what happens. Could be our 5th cast or 7th cast or whatever. But that went really far. Okay, so we've had 2 casts so far, 3 casts total, 2 of which have been like this, and 1 has brought in grass. It's got 1 more cast in it before I change baits and send an email to the Big Bites people saying stop it. There we go, we got 1. See what happens when the tail performs as though it's supposed to? Now, this is 2-pound line, so don't go pressing your luck by reeling in like you're trying to ski them across the top. And we got us a little bluegill this morning. Good morning, gill. Not a big fella, but a gill. There you go. Thank you, Mr. Bluegill. I actually didn't think that was a fish. I thought I was snagged. There you go. Nice big crappie this morning. Thank you, sir. Oh, right there at the bank. Oh, that's a good fish. Another big bluegill this morning. Man, pretty fish too. I actually watched him come up and eat that. That was pretty funny. Little guy, he'll be a big guy one day. Oh, there we go. That's another one. Where's he going? Where are you going? Don't go to the trees. You're not a squirrel, you're a fish. Good size fish, whatever he is. He's a fighter. Oh, another gill. Nice, pretty fish. Gorgeous fish, as a matter of fact. Here we go. They're still out deep. There we go. Another nice big crappie out of here. Come around here. Lovely looking fish. There we go. That was a nice hit right there for a crappie. And yes, I'm pretty sure that's what it is, because he's not zigzagging, zipping, and yeah, there he is. He's heavy. I'll scoot him into the bank here. Pretty fish. I'm using my TCB series rod here, which is the last one I have. Terribly long story there. If any of y'all are interested in hearing that, just let me know in the comments. I don't know if you can see them or not, but right here, these are two things I like to use when I'm doing the next version. Little power baits, okay? Got them in the yellow, got them in the red. And this is just fun fishing. This is just the type of fishing you do when you're kind of just bored. And maybe you got the kids, and the kids are wanting to have some fun too. You have to excuse me if I'm talking so quiet, but we got several people out and about right now, so. I take a teeny tiny hook, and you can see how small that hook is right there on the side. Whoops, I dropped my bait. Size eludes me at the moment, but it's small. And what I'll do is I'll take one of these little power baits and slip it up on there, making sure I don't put it in my finger. This particular one has been open for a while, so they're hard as a rock. Then I'll get me a red one. So I'll go red, yellow, or I'm sorry, yellow, red, and then yellow again. And because those yellow ones have gotten hard, they're kind of hard to get off that hook. They're even harder to get on the hook. And I have from Walmart just your little weighted, now I use the weighted sinker so I can cast it a little bit of distance. Not sinker, sorry, weighted bobber. And one thing I want you to always remember, put the cap back on your power baits, okay? Because sometimes squirrels think they're funny. Just saying. All right, let's watch Bob. Oh, we're bobbing, and Bob is swimming. Come back, Bob. Come back to me, Bob. Oh, Bob, that's a good one, whatever that is. Swimming like a bluegill. And there we go. Bobbergill. Fun fishing right there. Fun fishing. I almost feel like it's moving, but I can't tell. Let's see. Yeah, we had him. He had it in his mouth. He was just content sitting there eating and chewing and loving the taste and the flavor. And then what happened? All of a sudden, we got tangled up in a weed bed. God, man, this stuff is nasty. And this is the kind of junk that can break your 2-pound line. Well, I got him out of there. Dang near had to wade out in it to get it, but I got him. Okay, we got it. That sorry grass. And we're bobbing. And we're swimming. Boop! And we got him. We got a crazy little gill. Come here, gill. Quit playing. Only got one battery left. We don't have time for your joking around. Another cute little gill. And there we go. Gill under the funk, weed funk, junk funk, whatever you want to call that mess. This is the kind of stuff the kids enjoy. I enjoy. I'm a big kid though, so it's a different story. Hello there, everyone. I'm Willie and she's not. Anyway, I know and have heard tell of a space at the end of this trail that is a little bit of a cove where we can try to fish. So that's what we're going to try to do. So bear with us. Here we go. Big baits, big bite baits is what it is basically. Now, this color they're calling, they call this one the not for human consumption. No, I'm sorry, that's not the color actually. It's actually called Electric Chicken Glow. That's one of them that we're using. And then we have the other, which is really nothing more than a Tennessee shad style. And they're a little bit longer tail length on here, paddle tail, with a short body that's very, oh, I don't know, very Bobby Garland-ish if you want to know the truth. But that's the two we're going to use real quick right here. We're going to go with the Electric Chicken first, since it's managed to come apart or come loose.
Who names these things?
Who names these things? I don't know who names them.
Electric Chicken.
Electric Chicken. I mean, I'm not even sure what does an electric chicken look like. I don't know. I mean, we've got electric everything else. We might as well have electric chickens. Electric chicken and away. And we got a stick. Oh, aha! Come here, you. Bluegill. Bluegill fell for the electric chicken.
Okay.
So he doesn't know that there's no such thing as an electric chicken either. There we go. Electric chicken pulls a bluegill out of the hat. And there we go. Goodbye, bluegill. All right, let's move on. We caught something in the mysterious cove. So we have switched now from catching tiny bluegills with bobbers back to 2-pound line here, of course, still. Charlie Brewer, the jointed bait there, 2 1/8 inch. Let's see what we can do out there by that fountain, see if anything's come to life over here yet. There we go. There we go. Something that couldn't stand it. Something had to have it. Looks like a big crappie. Yeah, that's what we got. He's a big crappie too. Hey, 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 hey. Turned himself into a daggone surfboard there. Well, flipped water clean up into my lip. And there we go. Nice crappie. There we go. He's acting like a little bass. Yeah, that's what he is. And I'm using the electric chicken again, which for right now seems to be a pretty good bait in here. Thank you, sir. There we go. Looks like another little bass trying to throw my bait out of his mouth. Yep, another little fella attracted to the electric chicken. So the bass are starting to feed. I know there are some on beds. I've seen them doing their protection dance, circling. And I just threw it across the trees. So we can pretty much kiss this one goodbye because it got caught right there. It made it through about 12 bushes until it got to that point. I can't believe I got that out. That's just craziness. How did that come through those bushes without getting hooked? She's right there on her bed, trying to aim you toward her. Maybe you can see her. We'll try to do a close-up of her. Oh, she's chasing other fish off. Look at that. Run them out of there. They ain't got no business being up in there. I don't know if you can hear that over there or not, but that is the sound of about a 4-year-old or 3-year-old catching a bass. I love that. That is awesome. There's over there by that pier, there's a bunch of little bass that just hang out over there all over the time. And a lot of them don't hit. It takes them a long time to actually bite. But he sat there patient. And he's been over there, I'll bet you 25 minutes now, sitting there just as patient as he can. Indian style, sitting on the pier, and he caught that fish. He waited. He was patient for one of those bass to finally decide they were going to eat whatever it was they were throwing down there. That's awesome. So there you go. There is fishing with 2-pound line. Just having a blast. Easy fishing, but you got to be careful. Can't horse those fish in on 2-pound line. No. 2-pound line is barely bigger than a spider web, and it can break easy. It can break real easy. Now here's a couple of little tech tips. Dun dun dun. One, when you're tying your hook on for doing the bobber, for example, or tying a lure on, wet the line, wet the knot, okay, that you're tying. I always use a Palomar knot for this stuff. Wet it, okay, because if you pull too quickly on dry line, it will make that thing crispier than the French fry you found under the seat from McDonald's after cleaning your car out after 3 years. And it'll break. So you'll catch a fish and snap, okay? It's very brittle if you do not wet the line. The other tip, when you're using the bobber, when you put the bobber on and you get the length that you like, if you have to change it, take the bobber and loosen one side. If you have the push style button, bobber with the button, loosen it, okay? So it doesn't do the same thing. When you slide that bobber, it can burn that line. If it burns that line, it becomes crispy and snap, crackle, pop. All right, number 3, do not overload your line, okay? I never go past, when I'm using 2-pound line, I never go past a 1/16 ounce jig of any kind. Usually I'm going to be running, 1/64th, 1/32nd, that type of thing. Today it was 1/16 ounce, mainly because I needed to get the distance. The fish were out deep. They're still out deep in the mornings. So same with the bobber. The bobber has a little weight on it too, a little sinker. I use a weighted bobber. Get them at Walmart. $1.50, $40, $90 something. It's hardly cost anything. I think 3 of them come in a pack. They're great little bobbers. So it's a weighted. Okay, I think I said that. It's weighted. Did I mention that? And that's pretty much it. Using 2-pound line is a blast. It is a blast to get out here and catch some fish and enjoy yourself, having a good time. You have to fight them a little longer, but hey, that's fun. There's nothing wrong with fighting that fish a little bit longer. Might have to loosen the drag on a couple of occasions because you just never know. You might catch that larger fish. We all know big fish like small baits on occasions. Anyway, hope y'all enjoyed this. thank you for watching. This was just something to get out here and do something a little bit different, a little bit more tedious, waiting for the fish to really turn on, and they have. So hope you enjoyed the 2-pound line special. I don't know that it was really special or anything. It's 2-pound line. That's what I used. Anyway, now I'm going to go over here and fish for fun instead of videos. Not that fishing every time isn't fun, but this time it's just for me. Don't care who sees it. Don't care who don't see it. Just going fishing. Hey, you want to go fishing? Yes, I do.